Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the SITREP Happy Hour. My name is Mike, and joining me as always is Bradley.
Hello.
Roberto.
Hi.
And Luke.
Howdy.
We hope you're well and going to enjoy joining us on today's adventure into the madness that is this podcast for the next hour, maybe over time, depending if we're allowed. It's up to Luke. We'll find out at the end of the show. What are you drinking first off, boys, this week? Luke.
Brothers Red Apple Cider.
Oh,
Ooh,
Nice.
yummy.
Currently-
very nice.
Currently £5 a crate in my local Asda for 10 cans.
Oh,
That
What?
is a bargain.
What?
It's a bargain.
How big are the cans?
The usual, not quite a pint
Oh,
size can.
That's so good.
I'm going to be buying some of that.
I was going to say, it's probably cheaper than what you're drinking tonight. Hey, Rob, what are you drinking?
Yeah. I bought a
At £3 a bottle.
Brewdog OG Hazy, which is a double IPA, New England IPA. It's like 7.5%.
I love the
And it was
fact.
£3.
I love the fact that you state where it's from every episode.
No, because Mike, there's difference between an IPA and a New England IPA. They're different. Okay, it's a different flavour. That's why I said that. Okay. I've also got a bottle of Italian red wine. Would you like me to
no,
Would you like me to destroy the name with my amazing pronunciation?
please.
I'd love to hear your Italian accent, Rob. Go for
It
it.
makes my week.
Monte Pulciano da
Reeves.
Brazu. Denominazione di origine controllata.
And that's the point where everybody turned off. Brad, what are you drinking this week, man?
I am drinking some little mini bottles of imported premium lager. I can show people now. I'll hold it up now.
It's not that. It's just you like, look at this. Like a little tiny
bottle.
bottle.
They were like just over £3 for 10 bottles, so I thought that was pretty good. And then after that, I've got a haze.
I love that we're all saying how much money we're spending on alcohol this week.
Yeah, who's done the best? It's definitely you, Luke.
No,
Yes. Winner.
mine's free. Sam went and bought that just haze. I didn't pay for it. And I went,
Oh, no, yeah. Mike definitely wins.
Yeah,
and I've got a kind of monster to help keep me
of
awake
course.
for the next hour. What was that, Rob? Was that wine or was that the?
That was the
IPA.
last of the IPA.
We better get this podcast
Wait,
over.
was it just an IPA or was it a New England IPA?
It was a double New England IPA.
I was going to say, if that was wine, that was the most like classless, typical British way to down a glass of wine.
The trouble is now I've got loads of froth in my glass and I'm going to pour some wine in it. It's going to be horrible.
Even better.
But do you care?
No.
Boys, what have we been up to over the past couple of weeks? Roberts.
Playing lots of Destiny. Then this week Cyberpunk. I'm getting very little sleep. But, yeah,
It's like a staple of your fortnight, isn't
I
it?
watched the whole of season 4 of Big Mouth as well, and also realised I hadn't finished season 3.
A big mouth.
Yeah, because you know how Netflix tracks what you've watched. I missed the last 3 episodes of season 3 apparently. So I pressed play on Big Mouth because it comes up and you just new episodes. I clicked on it and it started playing up season 3. And I didn't realise until I was halfway through this first episode.
So you were like, oh, these first three episodes of season 4 are really good. Wait a minute.
Do you just switch
So-
off to the number 3 when you see it? Because you missed episode 3 of season 2 of
Yeah, I
Mandalorian.
must do. I just
Now you're
can't, my,
missing episodes of season 3.
my brain just can't see it, I guess.
And to the other member of the podcast that's been watching Big Mouth this week, Luke.
Hi.
How's your couple of weeks been?
Yeah, good. I really enjoyed watching Big Mouth. I think I watched it in like 2 days, 3
Yeah.
days.
2
'Cause
sittings.
they're not
for me.
long episodes, are they? But yeah, it was just a couple of funny sittings. The start of season 4 is fantastic. It had me rolling straight away. I was just like, yes, it's good to be back.
I haven't finished season 4 yet. I watched 3 episodes. There was a reason for it. I was basically sat wrapping presents downstairs, and I was like, "Oh, I'll put Big Mouth on," but I was spending more time wrapping presents than actually watching it. So it's
Wrapping presents. Why? Whose birthday was it?
Christmas presents, you ball bag.
2 weeks. What the fuck are you doing?
Prep, man, prep.
Oh yeah, you've got kids, I suppose, haven't you?
No, well, it's not just that. I just, Rob's missus has already done hers and been Santa Claus and dropped everything round today, hasn't she, Rob?
Yeah. I was in the car. I was been like Rudolph, I guess.
That's quite accurate, to be fair. Yeah.
Yeah, you pulled it. I did wonder why you were strapped in front of the car. The big red. Oh my god. So yeah, I've only seen about 3 episodes of season 4. The 2 episodes after the first one, I didn't find as funny as the first one. But there's a bit in that first episode of season 4 with a pair of skis, a Maurice. I was in stitches. I was in absolute stitches. To the other member who managed to get through every single episode of Big Mouth in 2 weeks, Bradley.
Is there a different Bradley here?
Because it's definitely
You haven't
not.
watched any of them, have you?
Because I watched 0 episodes.
And why is that, Brad?
I was trying desperately to finish The Witcher before Cyberpunk came out.
You even failed that.
I did fail that by a day and a bit, or 2 days, I suppose. But I finished it. I finished The Witcher 3 and both DLCs. Just the main quest, really, as I couldn't be bothered to do. Well, that took me like 80 hours nearly to do the main game and the main quest from both DLCs, but that was really good. I've watched 3 episodes of season 2 of Mandalorian, so I'm not quite caught up yet. But that's really good as well. And yeah, I haven't watched any Big Mouth.
You enjoying season 2 of Mando?
Yeah, it's really good.
And I believe, Luke, you're going to check it out over the Christmas break, if you can.
If you can get hold of a Disney Plus account.
Yeah, I just don't have a Disney Plus account, so
I'm sure you can get 7 days free over the Christmas period or something.
Well, yeah, but if I can get 7 days free, wouldn't it make sense to wait for season 2 to be finished and then just binge both series in one?
Yeah, it will be. It'll be finished over the Christmas period.
Right. Okay. How many episodes is a season then? Is it just like
8?
6? 8. Right. Okay.
8 this season, isn't there? Something. But the longer episodes this season. So like the first season, you can probably get through in about a night. It's a bit like Big Mouth. Some of the episodes towards the end are slightly longer, but
I bet that's the only time Mandalorian's been compared to Big Mouth.
Probably, yeah. Probably. Are you ever going to go back and play The Witcher again, Brad?
No. Well, I won't start it again, I don't think.
What, just use like a save or something?
Yeah, I'll just keep the save and I might go back and do some
nice
side quests and stuff because they're really good.
What have I been up to? Yeah, just really prepping for Christmas. I decided to go spend 2 hours, was it last week, getting all my Christmas food straight after work on a Thursday with 2 kids, which was absolute hell. Because you know what it's like here. It's a couple of weeks of Christmas. It's absolutely rammed in the shops and all the rest of it. And I just couldn't imagine that.
I think you messaged me saying, I've just been in Tesco's for 2 hours. Kill me.
Yeah, it wasn't far off that. I'm getting funny faces off Luke. I wanted to get everything sorted as soon as possible.
I don't understand the logic in that. If you've got the kids with you, why are you the one that's going to the supermarket? Wouldn't it make sense to send your missus or leave the kids at home? And I just don't
I
understand.
thought you were going to say send the kids.
No, I just don't understand the logic of dragging the kids around the supermarket for 2 hours when you know it's going to be a shit show anyway. But I mean, whatever. I don't have kids. I'm not criticizing. I'm just
take your dog to Tesco's and see how you get on.
I'm not allowed. She's not a guide dog. She's not allowed in.
just pretend.
Yeah, just pretend. If I had a dog,
I think
I'd say
Husky's
we'd do
made
that.
particularly good. What?
If I had a dog, I'd say do that.
And then I decided I've got rid of all my PC stuff now, thanks to Rob and his son. So that's like my wife is basically like, Christmas is coming, you need to get rid of some shit. So,
the pre-Christmas declutter.
Oh, it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
terrible. So I sold my PlayStation 2. Somebody came and picked it up last week. Sold it for 15 quid. They were like, "What's wrong with it?" I was like, "I just wanted to get rid of it. There's nothing wrong with it." They never came back. Won't freaking take my amp though. And then PC bits are gone. And then last weekend, I decided, hey, I'm gonna put my PC, all my internals, in a new case, and it shouldn't take long. Worst mistake ever. It took like 3 hours.
What were you doing for 3 hours, dude?
Oh no, that wasn't the best bit. I was like cleaning everything up as I went and all the rest of it. Changed it all out. Oh no, it looks good because I got a load of RGB fans and the rest of it now. And I got it all set up. And then I went and pressed the power button and it didn't work. I'm like, fuck. I had to take the whole lot apart again and basically put it together bit by bit. And it took absolutely forever. And it turns out that I had to reseat the CPU, and that was causing the problems, even though I hadn't removed the CPU. Worked that one out.
Nice. Was it worth it?
Yes / no. I was fucking ragey, and yeah.
Has your case now got more airflow and lower cooler temperatures?
It's making
Less
my room
dust.
It's less dust, but it's also making my room cold because the air is fucking cold coming out of it at the same time. So it's doing its job. It's cooler.
The air is coming out cool. That's not right.
Not cool. Fuck off. It's
Mike
cooler
started
than it
building a
was.
PC, but built a fridge.
Did you put Freon in there somewhere? Just pumped some Freon into your PC.
I attached my fridge to my PC because, like most people, I was a bit worried about how Cyberpunk this week was going to go. But before we go on to that subject, I suppose we better get to Luke's question if he has one this week.
I do. And that's what you were telling me off for looking at my phone for before. So fuck you. In the movie,
Which
The Social
one?
Network. Stop interrupting, dickhead. In the movie, The Social Network, during part of the end where Mark Zuckerberg is in court, during one of the deposition speeches, it mentions that the biggest thing on campus was Mark Zuckerberg, and that included 19 Nobel laureates, 15 Pulitzer Prize winners, 2 future Olympians, and a movie star. Somebody in the courtroom then asks who the movie star was, to which Mark Zuckerberg replies, "Does it matter?" Do any of you idiots know who said movie star actually was?
Army Hammer.
Go. Wrong.
No, he was the Olympian, right?
No idea.
Have you seen it?
No?
Have you seen that film?
The film, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good film.
It's a fucking amazing film.
It is.
Do you know the answer, Mike?
No.
Have you seen the film, Brad?
No.
Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me.
This is where it's like,
Question.
who's Mark Zuckerberg?
He's like
Don't
everyone's
you mean
friend.
what is Mark Zuckerberg?
Justin Timberlake. Is that the answer?
That's also wrong.
Shia LaBeouf.
Also wrong.
Hey, we can't really talk about Shia LaBeouf at the minute. He's not doing so well at the minute.
Isn't he?
No, he's
Oh,
not.
we got some Shia LaBeouf news.
Not news I want to talk about.
Being
he
sued by
done?
one of his ex,
He's getting
been sued by one of his ex-girlfriends for sexual harassment and
Oh dear.
battery, and yeah.
Jesus.
if it's true, he turns out to be a massive piece of shit.
Oh no, he came out basically saying, "Look, I've been really bad to a lot of people, and I can't excuse it." So, like,
Oh, okay, I didn't realize that.
yeah, I'm not going to side with him, but the fact he came out straight away being like, "Look, I can't excuse my behavior. I've been a dick," and all the rest of it. So, you know,
What a
It's-
train wreck of a man.
yeah. Well, if you go watch Honey Boy, I think you kind of understand why he is the way he is. But there we go. Moving on from that, thank you very much for that question, Luke.
You're welcome.
Cyberpunk 2077. Brad, I know you spent so long playing it this week. I'm going to go straight to you. 2077's had a pretty good launch. So
yeah,
far.
really good. it just about runs on people's computers and doesn't run on last gen consoles at all.
Oh, I don't know. For a game that a lot of people have been hyped up about for the last 8 years, I don't know. I think it's a difficult situation because I haven't had that many issues with it. But then again, I've not played as long as everybody else. I think I've put in about maybe 2.5, 3 hours so far. That's about all the time I've had to play. Rob, how long have you had time to play
Have
so
either
far?
of you got to the title screen again?
I've played 2.5 hours.
Without me spoiling anything. If you haven't got the title screen again, then you've barely touched the game.
I've literally just done the VR training in the car.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it starts the same depending on what life path you pick.
From what I've gathered from other people I've spoken to, you get a cutscene. Well, up until you get a cutscene where you meet an NPC called Jackie. That's different. From then on in, it's pretty much the same.
Right. Okay. So yeah, so you know where I am, the VR, like when you're in the car.
Yeah,
you do the okay. Yeah, that's all I've done.
Rob, since you've played the most, are you enjoying it so far?
Fuck yes.
Do you agree with it getting quite highly rated reviews, but then it's also getting a lot of I understand it's also getting a lot of negatives, but there's a lot of positivity around this game. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, because if you realised what it was to begin with, a lot of people were like slating it because they were expecting an FPS shooter, which it's not.
It's more like an action RPG.
It's an RPG at its core.
Hmm.
The shooting element is just added extra. But yeah, when I start playing it, it's hard to stop. If that makes any sense? Like it just makes you want to keep playing and playing and playing and playing and playing. The storyline, even on some of the side quests, like, I mean, I'm going to give some examples. It's not going to spoil anything because they're just side quests. It's not going to spoil the game. There was a side quest where I had to stop a car from committing suicide.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Fair enough.
There are some of the side quests are like more fleshed out storylines than full games. It's insane.
I have heard that.
To be fair, the Witcher 3 was like that. Like a lot of the side quests were like fully fledged missions that could have been story missions. Like with so much going on.
I think the interesting thing is like I'll play it, Rob will play it, and Brad will play it, and depending the choices that you make through the game, none of us are necessarily going to like play through it and pick up on all the side missions that each other potentially might play, if that makes sense, because of the choices that you make or the people you speak to or how you speak to people and stuff like that. So
I know for a fact that some of the main missions alter as well, because I was in chat with two of the lads from the Destiny clan, Crouchy and Death Breath, and me and Death Breath picked the same thing on a main mission, and Crouchy picked something else, and we were like talking about this mission because we had all gone past this bit, so we thought it's safe to talk about it, like spoiler wise. And he was like, "What? No, I haven't done that." And it's because you picked a different choice when something happens, and it's kind of had a knock-on effect for like the future side quests. It's just insane.
I'm a bit worried because I think I might have just fucked something, because I've just done I'm not that far into it, but I've just done a bit where somebody offers you some money, and I said basically fuck off. And then they got in a car and drove off. I was like, have I just screwed up this?
Is the open world like quite busy from what you've seen? Like, is there a lot going on? Like,
oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Like, you can just drive around and find shit to do. You don't like that. You have a page full of side quests, but not all of them are on there. Like, you could just drive around and find them, in the open world. It's amazing.
What life path did everyone go?
I went,
went-
Street Kid.
I went Street Kid. You went.
Corporate.
Oh, you would, you douchebag.
I was going to do Street Kid, but I knew Mike was doing it, so I thought I just thought I'd pick something different.
But then, like what Rob said, it doesn't really make a difference after the first.
I think you get a different,
Yeah,
like one
it's
different side
it's
quest.
how you meet Jackie is different, I think. And
Yeah.
then there's like, there's a cutscene of 6 months of you and him.
It's fucking
making,
awesome,
making
though.
friends, I guess. I don't
That cutscene is awesome. And the fact that's game footage as well is not a cutscene.
know. Yeah, well,
It's
you know what I
actual-
mean. Yeah,
Yeah, it's basically you playing the game in first person view. There's no cutscene. It's a cutscene, but it's a cutscene using. It's nuts how it works. Obviously, I think the huge thing about this game at the minute is yes, it's full of bugs. Though Rob, you didn't reckon you had that many.
the one I've had one bug that didn't really take me out of the game, but like I was in a side mission. I was talking to people in the car. We got out of the car, and I was stuck crouched.
Oh.
And I was talking to them. It was like I was a child. I was like looking up at them. But all I had to do was once the conversation had finished, I just had to press crouch a couple of times, and it sorted itself out.
I haven't really seen anything like that. I've seen a couple of things where like you're following someone and you go to an elevator and the person goes through the elevator doors and then the doors open and I'm like, well, that's a bit fucking weird. But like I don't want to say it's gonna break how I'm that kind of facade of playing
The
with
To
games.
me,
immersion. The
it's no
immersion.
different than Skyrim or Fallout or anything like that. Like things clip through stuff all the time in those games, and they're not going to
I've-
get everything, are they? It's too
I've had
big.
people shoot me through walls as well because they.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That would be annoying.
I think gunplay's pretty good. The gunplay I think is not bad for a developer that has never done an FPS before. Being perfectly honest, it depends how far in you are. I've only really played with a couple of weapons. I quite like pistols, but it's took a bit of time to kind of get used to them being automatic pistols. But no, I guess that depends on what pistols you're picking up.
Yeah, there are revolvers. That's what I use mainly. Revolvers, they're amazing.
Yeah.
There's a mission you do quite early on, which kind of gives you a teaser of what it's going to be like when you're fully leveled. And yeah, it's hand cannons, revolvers. They're insane.
The scanning thing's really cool as well, and you can like use your RAM to like fuck with shit, basically.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good things there, and I can understand a lot of people's frustration.
But like,
I'm so ready to get back on it. I
but
can't
what,
wait.
like, how are you going to play it? Are you going to play all guns blazing, or are you going to be like tech stealth? Because that's what you can do. That you can like go in to missions, like hack into cameras, distract enemies using like a TV and stuff, and then come behind them, or you can just run in there with a shotgun and just blast them in the face.
My classic playstyle is stealth for a bit, and if I fuck it up, just go in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's normally like
Yep.
stealth kill 2 people. Oh, I fucked it, and guns blazing.
Yep. Yeah, that's the best way.
Yeah.
But I keep getting distracted by doing open world stuff. So I've been doing like the NYPD stuff in the open world, where you just basically go hunt down gangs and things like that. And I just like, I just enjoy doing stuff like that at the minute.
Can you actually get out to where the is it nomads?
Yeah.
Can you actually get to that part of the map if you're not them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I was surprised at is like the customization wasn't actually that in depth. I didn't think. Like it wasn't as mad as they were making it out to be. To
Are
start
you
with.
guys male or female? Just a question.
Female?
Female.
Yeah, same.
I was going to make a like woman model with a penis, but I didn't in the end.
You don't want any junk sticking out your pants, which is one of the glitches I've seen
Yeah.
in this, which made me laugh. I just forgot about certain options. I was like, oh yeah, shit. And then like your character's completely naked and he always sees a pair of boots. I was like, well, I wasn't expecting that to happen. Luke, I know you haven't picked up Cyberpunk, but you did spend 2 hours watching someone play it. What are your thoughts on Cyberpunk at the minute?
It looks like it'd be fun for people that want that kind of experience. 'Cause like you've been saying, there's a lot to do. It reminds me a lot of GTA 5 in that there's a story to do, but then so many side missions that you, like Rob says, you just completely and utterly get lost, and then remember that you weren't doing stuff that you were quote unquote supposed to do, and then you wander back off to the right part of the map and find the right missions to do. But it's not for me. I watched Sacriel play it for a couple of hours, and I also watched Shroud play it for a bit. I think Shroud was doing the mission that Rob talked about earlier with the car committing suicide. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it looks like it'd be fun for the people that want that type of game, but it's not for me.
I think the sad thing at the minute is, there is problems with it. And when did they announce that they were pushing back till like September, December? It was like March. Pretty sure it was
I
around
think
March.
it was later than that.
But the reason they pushed it back was because of the console edition, which is where a lot of the problems are. And even on the new gen consoles, they are still running the same build
as a PlayStation
4 or Xbox.
Yeah.
One, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, because they haven't actually got the updated versions yet, have they?
No.
The other thing that I think people are pissed at is the fact that the performance of this game on PC and on consoles is I don't know if you want to say it's shocking or acceptable. I would say on consoles it's not acceptable. I don't know if you'd agree with that or not, Rob.
Well, the difference, like the consoles they're 4K machines at this point, and if I would,
old gen, I mean,
yeah, they're still 4K, right?
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But...
So to expect, like, if I had a 4K monitor connected to my PC, which, like, obviously it's not the dog's bollocks anymore, but it was when I built it. It would probably run at 20 frames a second.
Yeah. I think this is half the problem, is people are expecting the game to be absolutely perfect on 8-year-old hardware? Is it 8-year-old? Is it 2012 or 2016? I can't remember when the last gen consoles came out.
2013.
Yeah. Have it optimized for that and also be a next gen title and a PC title that looks next gen as well. I can't. That's the only thing that I can see at the minute, but they shouldn't. I think the argument is maybe they shouldn't have released it on last gen consoles.
Yeah, that would have been the solution.
But then that's cutting a lot of the player base out that would actually buy the game day one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they were never going to do that.
But even on PC, sorry, Rob, go on.
Yeah, even on PC, it's the performance
not good.
is.
Yeah,
I said mine's running pretty good, but I'm only running at 1080p. So
yeah, but you've got
DLSS as well, right?
Yeah.
You're running an RTX card, aren't you? So
yeah,
even
you're not running RTX on though, are you? Surely.
Yeah, it's all on Ultra.
Oh shit!
This is what I mean. It's crazy the fact that the RTX cards with DLSS and you've got ray tracing on.
Yeah, I've got everything's high or ultra, everything's on, ray tracing's on, and I haven't dropped below 40 frames yet, so I'm gonna have a play, see if I can get it like closer to 60 all the time.
Turn down those cascaded shadows. Apparently that's a huge performance hit. But you're only running a 2070.
Yeah.
Which is insane. Rob, you're running what, a 1080 Ti at the minute?
1440p though, so that's. But then I have.
Yeah.
But then you've got a newer processor.
Not by much.
No. See, I'm running a 6-core processor with a 1080 graphics card, and I'm getting maybe 50 to 60 frames a second on low.
When I first booted, mine was all on ultra.
Yeah, mine was.
Apart from, obviously, I don't have RTX, but I was getting 40 to 60 FPS. I fucked around with some settings. I basically put it all on low to see how high I could get the frames, and I was getting about 100, 110.
I thought you were getting about 70.
No, that's when I was mucking around. But like I've tweaked it and made it so I can get like over 100 if I want to, but it doesn't look the best. But I have tweaked it again, and now I'm getting about 60 to 80, and it looks a lot better.
What's the VRAM on the 1080? Is it 10? Is it 10 gig
It's
or
11.
8? It's 11. Yeah, apparently 8 gig is like the maximum bandwidth, or it's just hitting the 8 gig bandwidth on the 1080 graphics card. So that's why it has trouble.
I think mine's only 8.
Yeah,
But
then
you got DLSS, which will help.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think
it must make quite a difference.
Yeah, but I think going off the trailers and stuff like that we've seen over the last couple of years, they've been working on. This game is meant for a 3090. That's the footage that you've been shown, and then you're not seeing that footage. You're not seeing gameplay at all similar to that on PlayStation 4 at all, are you?
I want to say about 6 people in my Destiny clan have all bought 3090s recently, purely because you can't buy a 3080.
Yeah.
They've got more money than sense, obviously. But yeah, I think DefRef has got one, and he said he was getting 80, about roughly 80 frames with everything on ultra, like RTX as well, with a 3090.
How much is a 3090?
£1,400. If you get a good deal.
1,400 quid for 80 frames a second. Fuck that.
I don't think it was meant for that, though. I think this game is meant to be limited to like 60.
Yeah, well, it's a single player game, so you don't really need more than 60 FPS, do you?
No. But I honestly think the minimum specs that they gave out. This is the problem. They didn't give any FPS at all, did they? They didn't go, this is your minimum specs and expected range of FPS. Either.
Yeah, it's like you can run it at this, but
there is a setting. I don't know what it is, but there's a setting. I can't remember what it's called, but I've turned it off now because it stops you getting like this. If you have it off, then you don't get like a film grainy effect, and then if you have it on, if you have it anywhere other than Ultra or Psycho, it gives you this grainy, like film grain effect on like certain surfaces. That once I turned that off, that gave me a lot of FPS. I can't remember what it's called. I'm being really unhelpful.
There's film grain, and there was like it's not chroma.
No, it's none of those settings. It's like one of the ones that's like subsurface.
Oh right.
Subsurface.
It's like light. Subsurface lighting or something like that.
Light scattering.
Yeah, something like that. If you turn that off, it gets rid of like the blurry film grains shit that makes it look really bad.
Yeah, well, the two things that are going to be killing your graphics card is that and RTX. If you've got that on as well, you've really got to play around with the settings to get anything similar. But yeah, there's a lot of memes at the minute going around about this game. A lot of people saying it's still in early access. Would this get as much hate if they'd have released it as early access? I don't know.
There's lots of memes because there was a Day Zero patch, wasn't there, for the consoles, and it looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like it would take 20 seconds for things to load in on the screen.
My question to you boys is Cyberpunk 2077 the new Crisis benchmark? Robert.
Yeah, but wasn't Witcher 3, like, back when it came out, that was a really hard game to play as well, right?
Yeah, it was demanding, and now look at it, it's really
if you had all the settings on high, like Hairworks and everything, I bet you couldn't. I bet I couldn't even run that at 60
Before I got
FPS.
my 2070, I could run it at I could get about 30 frames.
Wow.
Literally upgrading to a 2070, I could play it flawlessly at 60.
Didn't you have a 980 before that?
770.
Oh,
So I wouldn't really call it the new Crisis. I would call it the new.
no, yeah, technically it is. But in all honesty, with everything that's going on, there's performance things and stuff like that. I'm still enjoying it. It's not running as nice as I'd want it to be, but the game's good enough for me to ignore that. If it was that bad, I would say I'd have bought another graphics card. But you can't get anyone. You can't get one anyway. Nor can you get a PlayStation. So
Fucking scalpers.
yes. Anyway, I'm sure we'll hear more about Cyberpunk over the next couple of weeks from you guys, as Rob will be finished by the time we record next.
Yeah, possibly.
Are you
much
going to
time have
play
you got
it
off of-
again, but do different things?
Yeah, I intend to play on each
Yeah.
thing,
Each
but I've done 25 hours already.
Jesus Christ. How have you managed 25 hours? You've managed a whole day and the game's been out 2 days.
Wow.
Work my ass. Anyway, moving on from that, the video game awards happened on Thursday. Thursday was a really good day for being nerdy and all the rest of it, because we had Cyberpunk release, we had Marvel news, we had Star Wars news, and we also had other things drop in the form of a Mass Effect trailer. Brad,
We did. And I am so on board already.
do you want to describe very quickly what happens in that teaser? It's about 20 seconds long.
Well, yeah. So it's just like a whole load of shots of going through space and that, and you end up on this snowy planet, and someone picks up an N7 badge, and then it pans out and it looks like Liara from the first trilogy.
Yeah.
So I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and I've seen pointed out on Reddit or wherever that the shot starts off in the Andromeda galaxy and then goes kind of somewhere else. So I'm wondering
Good, that's a good thing.
Yeah, well,
We'll
this
get
is
away
it.
from Andromeda. Yeah.
Well, maybe that's the whole point. Maybe they're physically showing. That would be funny as fuck if they did that. They're like, look, we're moving away from Andromeda, but they put it in that teaser trailer.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Subliminal.
I'm pretty sure they had one of the Mass Effect terminals in that trailer as well, didn't they?
Oh, the relays, or whatever they were called.
Yeah, Mass Relay.
Yeah, there was one, like a broken one.
Yeah, I thought it was. So I wonder if they're going to try and do that. But I hope they don't Luke Skywalker it and have freaking Shepard turn up right at the end. Rob, did you see the trailer for this at all? Okay.
No, I didn't.
They also had Dragon Age. Is it Dragon Age? Yeah, it's Dragon Age 4 announced, and they showed like a teaser footage from it, but it's not really footage. It was just like story or something like that. I'm interested to see where both those games go.
I really enjoyed Dragon Age 3, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice. Luke, are you looking forward to coming back and playing Mass Effect after your Andromeda experience? No.
Fuck no. You're not sucking me in with that shit again.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know the story of what happened, Rob, got really excited. We're back playing The Division, and we're like, Luke, you gotta pick up Mass Effect Andromeda. It's gonna be the best. The trilogy is like the best 3 games I've ever played because they're all interlinked. All your story choices are absolutely fucking brilliant. Pick it up, play it, and it's just not up to scratch at all.
We have apologized formally for this.
Yeah,
But it's not your fault, to be fair. I mean, I know I just said you're not going to suck me in with this shit again. Like it was your fault, but
Well, we did sell it to you.
well, you did. But I watched the trailers of my own accord and was like, well, yeah, the co-op missions look like they might be quite good. It's the game in space is not really my thing, but I'll if I'm going to play it with you two and all the co-op missions and stuff, it would be great. And then I remember playing it day one on PlayStation with Mike, and it's like, Mike, I'm bored already. Is it supposed to be like this? And he was like, just keep playing. It'll get better. It'll get better. It's bound to get better. And then we kept playing, and Mike, I'm still bored. He's like, yeah, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, no,
but it wasn't just you. It was everybody.
It was
But
the dead eyes on all the NPCs.
yeah, it was the missing lips when they were talking, and all you could see was teeth and eyeballs. They had like no. If I remember, there was no skin around the eyeballs and stuff. I'm looking forward to it because I don't know. I love Mass Effect. I'll ignore the last game, but that trilogy was fucking awesome. I still think Mass Effect 2 is probably my most favorite.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
interested.
amazing.
Me and Brad kind of talked about it before the show, but we're interested to see obviously where 4 goes because of the ending of 3.
Yeah, because you get one of 3 choices that aren't really that different, but it's
Yeah.
different enough that like, are they gonna just have it so it picks it for you, or whether you can carry on from the choice you made?
Yeah. I kind of think that they're going to let you carry on from the previous trilogy because they're remastering every other single one and it would make sense now.
No, I think
that's
it's going to be a prequel, or is the trailer like?
well, they're looking for Shepard by the looks of it. I think they're looking for Shepard or they're looking for an N7 agent.
Could be a prequel.
I initially thought it was is it the Turian Wars? Oh my god, it's really sad if I remember that with Earth. Isn't there a Turian Wars?
I think there might be.
That would be a prequel then.
That would be a
it would
prequel.
be, yeah.
That's what I thought it was with all the voiceover on the teaser.
It still could be because I assume Liara's like really old. Cause
Oh yeah, she's one of those. She's like 1,000 years old or something, is she?
Yeah. So it still could be.
The bad news off the back of that is I was like, yes, this next Mass Effect, I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the last podcast episode. This next Mass Effect to be awesome. Casey Hudson's there, you got the old guard there. And then literally like 2 weeks.
The Old Guard. It's a good film, that.
Fucking hell.
Well done, Rob. You brought it full circle.
Well
But yeah, Mark Dara, I think he works on Dragon Age, and Casey Hudson have both left BioWare. And these are the guys that run Dragon Age and Mass Effect. This is before Andromeda, Luke.
Yeah, because Casey Hudson wasn't involved in Andromeda, was he?
No, he was lead on the first trilogy. So I'm like, great. So
yeah.
they've pulled one of the guys that was working on Anthem, the Anthem 2.0 reboot. So there's now only like 29 guys. There's only 29 guys working on that instead of 30 now. So guys and girls. So yeah, we'll see. But it's in pre-production. I don't think we're going to see that game for another 2-3 years.
No.
Which is sad. No. Luke, are you looking forward to another Mass Effect?
Not in the fucking slightest, mate. No.
Would you be interested in playing through the trilogy? I know it sounds if the trilogy, like I would say, if you're going to play any, play through 2 and 3. It really depends on this remastered version of 1 and what they do with that. If they update it to match the rest of them, but would you be interested because they are better? They are tons better than Andromeda.
Possibly, but I mean, literally before you guys were talking me into Andromeda, I'd not paid any attention to that franchise at all. So I'd have to watch all the trailers and see what it was all about and if it would be my type of game. But
well, this is it.
Rob's shaking his head, so I'm guessing the answer should be no.
No, just play the second one. Just play the second one.
Right, okay.
But then you won't be able to buy just the second one remastered, will you? You have to buy the whole lot.
Yeah, but it'd be
three's good as well.
3 is good.
Really. But 2 is the best.
Rob's strongly disagreeing right now.
I'm not strongly disagreeing. I just think that 2 is two's up here.
It's the Empire,
here, and then 1 is like you can't even see it.
Yeah, it's the Empire of that trilogy.
Yeah, it's like
you could literally say it is like that. Like A New Hope's like solid, but it's like slow or clunky. Empire's like up here, and then the next one's good, but it's not quite.
And then
I compare it to Assassin's Creed 2 as well. That's like the best
yeah,
of the Assassin's Creed games.
Or Uncharted 2, which is my favorite Uncharted game still.
But then I need to ask the question: which of the sequels is Andromeda? Is it Solo? Is it The Last Jedi? Or is it Rise? I'd say it's Rise of Skywalker, but there we go.
No, because it's like a separate thing, so it's probably
What are you
solo.
segueing into Star Wars news?
I don't know.
Because I have no idea where that came from.
I mean, we can talk about that very quickly. So basically, the investors call from Disney was announced on Thursday, and there was 10? It was like
10
different,
Star Wars and 10 Disney, I think.
10 different shows were announced. So very quickly, we're gonna have a season 3 of The Mandalorian, boys.
Well, that was a given.
Nice.
I was waiting for the woos, but we didn't get it.
You got
Nice. I don't want to spoil
Woo!
it, but there's gonna be a spin-off series.
Oh, that's going to be so good.
Ahsoka.
When I saw that, I was just like, yeah.
I fucking was like, there's no way he's not going to do it off the back of that. There's no way you're bringing Rosario Dawson in to Star Wars for one fucking episode. No way. You've got the Cassian Andor TV show, which is a prequel to Rogue One. I don't know how that's going to work, but I'm interested. And I've been back and watched that, and it's pretty good. I went back and watched it recently, and I really enjoyed it.
Well, it has to be a prequel, doesn't it?
Well, yeah. Spoilers. They all.
Why is that a spoiler? The film is based on a line from one of the original trilogies. Everyone knows that.
But there's no Bothans in that film at all.
Many
Bothans? It's not Bothans.
Many
it's
rebels
Bothans.
died to get this information.
No, it's not. I think it's both Bothans, not rebels.
Don't know.
Luke, do you know the answer?
No, I don't. But Rogue One was a very good film. I'll
Our
give you that.
resident Star Wars expert.
It still has that fucking the best Darth Vader scene as well.
Yeah, where he fucking tears people apart.
Yeah.
It's so good. And the bit with Krennic is so fucking good as well. What is he because he lifts him up. He's like, calm down, Krennic. You don't want to go choking on your aspirations. And while he's got him in a force choke hold. It's so good. We've got an Obi-Wan Kenobi spin-off series coming to Disney Plus. Finally, it was announced as a film. It got cancelled after Solo, repurposed into a TV show, and Ewan McGregor is coming back, boys. Not only that, but Hayden Christensen is coming back to
Christian Hayden Christensen.
Christian Hayden Christensen.
Exactly. The same guy that did the Fables.
You said he was a Christian.
Hans Christensen is coming back to play.
Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, we're getting finally.
And it's set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
Yes.
I saw a
Something
meme
like that,
saying it was like Christian. What's his face? What's his name?
Hans Christensen.
No, what's the guy who plays fucking Anakin Skywalker?
Hayden
Christensen has been announced in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, I did see that.
It just made me laugh.
Yeah, because everybody's announced in that film at the minute.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did put like. Oh, it'd be so
He's
good.
reprising his role as Anakin Skywalker in Spider-Man 3.
We're getting a Rogue Squadron film by the series' first female film director, Patty Jenkins from Wonder Woman fame, is going to be making a Rogue Squadron film. I'm kind of looking forward to that a lot. If it's, I kind of hope that heads towards Rogue One territory. There's Visions, there's Lando, there's a new, I think it's potentially a female-led TV show with The Acolyte by Leslie Headland, I think. Droid Story, The Bad Batch, which is a spin-off from Clone Wars. And then you've got The Rangers of the New Republic. The New Republic being around the same time as The Mandalorian. And there's...
It's done by the same people as well, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's theories that it potentially could be a Gina Carano spin-off because
I just hope they don't like. I think they're in like they might water down the whole. Like Mandalorian's good, right?
Mm.
Let's not let's not oversaturate it and make it like
Yeah.
watered down and yeah.
I agree with you, but it depends who's in charge. I really think it depends who's in charge.
Yeah,
If
just
it's Favreau and
yeah,
Filoni,
just get Favreau to direct everything. It's gonna be shattered, but you know, it's the only way you're gonna make it good.
he's only directed 3 or 4 episodes of The Mandalorian in 2 seasons. Because Taika Waititi's done one.
Yes, but he's written them all.
No, he's not. Dave Filoni's written them. They're all different writers on all of them.
He's like in the credits though, on like every single episode.
Yeah, he's the showrunner. So
he makes the decisions. Yep.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You've got the knowledge of George Lucas through his Padawan and Dave Filoni, and you've got the dude that basically started the MCU and Jon Favreau. Those two together have done a freaking awesome job, because I thought Star Wars was dead after The Rise of Skywalker. For me, anyway, I was like, I'm done after that film. So I'm kind of glad that.
I love it when you use the phrase "I'm done," because it just totally means that you're just going to keep watching whatever it is or keep playing whatever it is.
But it's Star Wars, dude. It's Star Wars. Like,
don't say I'm done then.
Just to remind you.
Yeah, but that's the life of a Star Wars fan, in that you don't like something, so you're done until you see the next trailer.
And then I'm back on board.
I think you've been done with Destiny 2 about 4 times.
Yeah.
I never said I was done this time. I never ever said I was done this time.
Get fucked.
No, I've left it at the minute to go play something else.
We need to get you through the new raid, dude.
Yeah, I'm ready. And then, Christ, Luke, before we move on, are you interested in any of that Star Wars at all? Any of that at all?
I'm going to say no at the moment, having not watched any of The Mandalorian. It might draw me in, to be fair, because I'm not a massive fan of the Star Wars franchise, but I've seen them all apart from Solo and Rise. So I'm all right. I'm not fairly up to date, but I'm kind of up to date, and I do enjoy watching Star Wars movies. I'm just not like, fucking hell, there's brand new Star Wars. Whoa.
Your name is Luke, so
I mean, there is that too.
I would say don't watch Rise and just leave it that 8 closes off the saga.
But the thing is, Mandalorian, it's like I've said it before, and I'll probably say it again. It's just good TV.
It's not
the fact that it's part of a Star Wars universe
really good.
is irrelevant.
Yeah.
If that Obi-Wan's good,
and you've got Deborah Chow, who worked on The Mandalorian, now working on that. So there's people who worked on Mandalorian now going to work on the spin-offs.
And they're going to have more budgets as well, I expect, because of the success of Mando.
Well, look at season 2. They must have a better budget for season 2. It honestly, I was talking to someone the other day, and I was like, I feel like with Mandalorian, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were like, yeah, we want to try Star Wars on Disney Plus, right? We're going to do like 8 episodes, keep it low budget and all the rest of it, and we want to do our own thing without anybody getting involved. And it did so fucking well. They're like, cool, you can have more money. And then from that, we're going to like spin off and do this, that, and the other. So I think that's kind of the direction that they're doing. But it does, I would not be surprised if Dave Filoni runs Ahsoka and you get a couple other people running different TV shows that have worked on The Mandalorian now. And then it keeps it kind of in the family.
I would be amazed if all of this wasn't in the works the day that Disney bought Lucasfilms.
That was what?
But how quickly can you put together 10 TV shows? All right, I know people have been working from home and coming up with ideas and shit, but you don't buy something like Lucasfilms as Disney without a plan to milk it for every penny you can get out of it. So all these TV shows and that would have been well in the works. I agree with you. Having not seen it, Mandalorian season 1 will almost certainly have had half the budget of Mandalorian season 2 just because of how well it did. That makes sense. But there's no way they weren't planning some of these TV shows from day one. Not a chance. Not a company the size of Disney.
But I think they've tried to do the whole. I would say after Solo. So when did Solo come out? What, 3 years ago? 4 years? It must be a couple of years ago now. Yeah. So I reckon they've been working on it after after Solo basically bombed. And they realized, okay, we can't, like, obviously you've got Rise of Skywalker was already in progress, but I feel like after that, they had to basically just change everything that they were doing because they kind of realized that they couldn't continue because they had this whole plan where they were going to put like Solo out in cinemas. They were going to put the Obi-Wan film out, and look, now we're probably going to get like an 8-episode arc of Obi-Wan, and if it does really well, we might get a second season. But then if it's a good standalone season, I'm fine with that.
That would be the problem, I think, if you start milking all these series that are supposed to be just one series, and then you like flush out loads of different stories that nobody gives a toss about. You could turn potentially a lot of single series stories into really boring, long, drawn out series of characters that people just forget. Because they flushed what would have been like a really solid 1-season show of loads of little stories and stuff. If they drag each individual story out into its own season and just make it terrible, people would just be like, "Oh, well, this is shit. I'm not watching this."
I'm not saying they are going to do this, but they could do what they done with the Arrowverse and the Flashverse, and
the worst team up ever.
Well, no, but all those DC Universe shows are intertwined, and if you watch one, eventually you end up watching all of them because they intertwine. If they did that, because that's how comic books do it. That's how.
I mean, but I'm pretty sure Bob Iger has gone on the record being like, "Yeah, we want to create the MCU in Star Wars. Well, what's the best way to do that?" And it's TV. Star Wars isn't working on the big screen anymore. It's paying off on the small screen on Disney Plus. Obviously, Disney Plus is doing absolutely amazing. It's been out 1 year. It's absolutely insane to think Disney Plus has been out 1 year. But
I'm right in saying that like the Arrow was the beginning, and then the Flash spun off from Arrow, and then World Tomorrow, and then Superwoman.
But that's a really good point, though. Going from that, like the quality of all those shows got worse with the more shows that came out. So I completely agree with what you're saying. The one thing we'll put forward is the fact that Dave Filoni and John Favreau are working on these shows. Dave Filoni worked on the Clone Wars. He worked on Rebels. He worked on Star Wars Resistance. Obviously, they're all animated, right? But the difference being is they only ran for a few seasons. They didn't run. None of those have run for 10 seasons. Clone Wars ran for 5 seasons. Rebels run for 3 seasons, 2 seasons, and Resistance had 2 seasons. That was it.
What I was getting at is that it's like the comic book thing where if you read enough of a certain comic book, it will eventually cross over with another comic book, and then you're interested in that comic book, so you start reading that comic book, and then that comic book intertwines with another comic book, so you're interested with that, and then you read that. That's kind of like how the Arrowverse started.
Yeah.
If they did the same thing with this, wouldn't be a bad idea.
As long as it maintains what they've done with The Mandalorian, I think. And I completely agree with Luke. I gotta be honest. I don't want bad Star Wars. I don't think anybody does. Brad, what are your thoughts on all these TV shows before we disappear?
But I haven't really got much more to add than what you said. Like you want a good show. You don't want them to drag it out to the point where people don't care anymore. But yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to Obi. I'm looking forward to the Rogue One prequel. That was a good film. So there's some good stuff in there. So we'll just have to wait and see what it's like.
Right. Okay. Moving on to that, to comic book TV shows, movies that got announced at the investors call. My God,
skim it.
I don't know where to start. I mean, some of this we've already heard. We've got Eternals coming out, I think, this year. There's Black Panther 2 out, 2022?
Wait.
Hawkeye's filming at the minute.
How are they doing Black Panther 2?
They're not recasting, are they?
No, they're not recasting. I reckon Shuri's going to become the new Black Panther.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that. I think his sister's going to become the new Black Panther.
Yeah, but like, how are they going to kill him off?
I don't know. I don't think anybody knows at the minute. Unless you have any idea.
No.
We've got WandaVision, on the 15th of January? Next year. So in about 4 weeks. Is it 4 weeks? Something
What
like that.
can someone explain them what that is? Is it like a 1950s
From what I can tell,
TV
it's
show?
like she's created this like world for
Reality.
herself where they're together, and it's like falling apart as she's going mad, sort of thing, because he's obviously dead.
But it's like black and white sort of thing, right?
Yeah,
only on that first bit of that trailer, then it goes color.
it goes like through. It starts off looking like the film. Is it Bewitched?
Yeah.
Not the film. No, the TV show, the old TV show Bewitched. It goes like some kind of. It looks like that 70s show at one
Like
point.
canned laughter sort of TV shows.
Yeah, it looks like all these old sitcom TV shows, and then she's slowly going fucking insane, and they're putting her in like the comic book costume. It looks nuts, and I can't wait for it. It looks like my wife is really looking forward to it, and for her to be really like she loves stuff like this anyway, but for her to be like that out of everything I've seen, that is the one that, as nuts as it looks, yeah, she's on board with that. But we haven't got long, 4 weeks, and that's out, and that's the first
exciting.
of Marvel on TV next year. Then we've got Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming. What's that? I think it's March or May.
Is that a film?
No, it's
No,
a TV
series.
show. So you can have like 8 to 10 episodes, I would have thought.
Is it not only 6?
Is it 6? Is it?
I
I'm
thought it was
not.
6.
Yeah, might be.
Fuck, how is that a TV show, dude? What's going on?
We've got a Loki TV show. And there was an actual trailer shown as well, and it looks fucking good. I don't know if you saw the trailer for that, Brad.
Yeah, I watched it just before this. It looks kind of like a crime caper sort of.
How is
He's
that a
flitting
TV
about
show?
all different places and stuff, and it looks pretty good.
Yeah. Plus anything with Tom Hiddleston's normally fucking good anyway. Bro.
How is that a TV show?
It's a spin-off. It's a spin-off from Endgame when he disappears with the Tesseract.
Okay.
You remember at the end he grabs the Tesseract when they're taking him off?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it
But like
literally...
in the MCU, he's dead, right? So.
But he could literally be
Dead.
anywhere, I guess.
He is dead. He got killed by.
Yeah, but there's
Thanos.
another because the multiverse. Remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because it's not even that, because it's from where Cap went
Retcon.
back in time to put the stones back, isn't it? So he goes back to when Loki's still alive, and then that Loki in a different, it diverges to a different timeline because he takes the Tesseract. So he doesn't technically die in that timeline.
Luke, have you seen either
What?
Endgame or Infinity War yet?
I've seen both of them. I hate the phrase multiverse. It makes me want to punch myself in the cock.
It just means it's the loophole there. So
If he had one.
any writer was like, "Oh, I don't like that storyline. I'm just going to get rid of it."
Exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's what they did in the comics. Like, if you ever read any X-Men comics, they're the worst for it.
Oh, I hate that they do that with the Terminator movies as well. It's like, one director comes in and makes Terminator 3. Then James Cameron comes back for Terminator 17 and says, well, this is actually Terminator 3, so you can forget all the other ones that you ever watched. It's like,
I think in the case of
Terminator 17.
I think in the case of Doctor Strange and Spider-Man, it could be good because it's not retconning stuff. Like, it could just be an interesting idea, but
Well,
I
we
do
don't
agree.
know.
You
don't-
honestly don't
to
think it's
use
going
it
to
as a-
retcon anything?
To use it as a getting out of something can be a
Wait.
bit tiresome
See,
when
my-
they try and do it
Tony-
3 times,
Tony
like
Stark
every
did
time.
that.
Yeah.
But then if they're bringing people together at the same time, it could also be a good thing. But I don't know if I can.
my worry with all of this in the MCU and all these TV shows and movies that interlink and everything, that you literally have to watch all of them to understand what's happening in the next one, is saturation. Like, clearly I'm wrong, because at least 2 of you are really excited about all these TV shows that are coming out. But it's like, you have to watch all these movies, then you have to watch all these TV shows, but you have to watch them in the right order so that the right cameo appears in the right order of which film and which TV show came out first in what order. And it's just like, but hey, look, I like I said, I'm already in the minority, and there's only 4 of us here. So
Put it this way: how many Marvel films are there? What, 23?
Phil's. There's Phil Kraken. Phil McCracken.
No, it's Phil Coulson.
Phil Coulson. Yeah, he's in Shield. He's also in Avengers. He dies in Avengers. He comes back in Shield, and then at some point along a line of Shield, the whole storyline gets flipped because of what happens in one of the films.
Rob, I've just had an idea. The multiverse of madness. He's coming back.
What, Phil McCracken?
No, Phil Coulson.
Is he dead? Is he?
For fuck's sake. He's coming back into the MCU.
But he's already there.
Yeah,
I haven't watched Shield in a very long time. He could be dead. I don't know.
I was talking to Jeff at work, and he was explaining how he's like
you mean
dead
Joss
one
Whedon?
season, alive another, and now he's like back as he's alive, but he's an android, but it's the same actor or something.
Okay, I'm glad I stopped watching that.
Yeah.
Sounds
But
ridiculous.
also, I love the fact that Joss Whedon has given you news about Joss Whedon's TV program. Thanks, Jeff.
Wait, yeah, that's surreal. That is, holy shit.
She-Hulk starring Tatiana Maslany off the top of my head.
Great casting.
I can't remember who is playing Blade. Ali.
Also great casting.
Yeah, I can't remember this.
He was in the 4400. I love that program.
He was in Battle Alita as well, and he was in Luke Cage.
But maybe.
Let's get our fact checker.
Mahershala Ali.
That's it. He's good. He's a good, very good actor.
He is indeed.
Luke, would you be interested in a Blade film, a new Blade film?
A full reboot.
I would assume so. One that is actually part of the connected universe.
Yes.
As long as it's as brutal as the first
Yeah.
trilogy. It needs to be really like gory.
Yes, it is a reboot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when was the last time anybody went back and watched it? Because if I remember right, the CGI is not great on those films.
I thought
but
it was quite good.
How old is Blade
For the
1
time.
now? Like 20
Like
years old,
22
maybe?
Years?
Yeah.
Something like
Give it some credit, Mike. Fucking hell.
No, yeah, no.
Oh,
I
have
thought
you
a lot of it
guys
was quite good, apart
have
from
you
the
s-
like tornado of blood at the end or something.
have you guys seen Jaws recently? That fucking shark's not realistic, is it?
Yeah, but I bet if you show that to my 5-year-old, he'd probably shit his pants.
Yeah, but that's animatronic, not CGI.
Yeah, it's different. We've got Ironheart. For those of you who don't know what Ironheart is, it's basically a girl that starts recreating Iron Man armor. So we're technically gonna have the Young Avengers at some point. I don't know how that's all gonna work.
Hawkeye he's teaching his daughter as well, right?
Is that his daughter? Because it's supposed to be Kate Bishop. What? I can't remember Hawkeye's fucking name now. Dave Bishop. That's fine.
Yeah, Dave, definitely Dave.
It's Clint, isn't it?
Yeah, Clint Bishop.
Yeah. I thought it was Clint Barton.
No, you're right.
So I was like, how is it his daughter? Unless I don't know.
Fake
you
name, so they don't know who she is.
maybe, but it's Haley Steinfeld from Bumblebee, the film that everybody apart from me hates on this podcast.
It's a terrible film, dude.
Thor: Love and Thunder. You're fucking wrong.
That film sucks so much ass. It's not even
you
funny.
would say that. Secret Invasion. I can't believe they're doing a Secret Invasion film.
Wait, what?
They're doing a Secret Invasion, not film, sorry, TV show with Samuel L. Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn. So he's playing Talos from Captain Marvel 1. Scrolls, dude. Whole TV show on Scrolls.
All the Scrolls, nothing but the Scrolls.
Yeah. Armor Wars, which is Don Cheadle-led TV show. Moon Knight, which is apparently going to be starring Oscar Isaac, but they didn't confirm it.
Are these all TV shows?
Most of them,
Are there any films coming from fucking...
No, it's a TV show.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. So the films that we have...
Oh my god.
Thor, Black Widow's still not out yet. You got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You got Doctor Strange.
Spider-Man, Thor.
Spider-Man, Black Panther, Eternals, Captain Marvel 2, and Ant-Man and the Wasp 3 with their daughter.
Guardians
So-
3. That's not going to be a TV show, right?
No, it's
Okay,
not.
cool.
But James Gunn is coming back not only to direct Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but he's coming back to do a holiday special as well.
So that'll be a Christmas special next year.
Yeah, I think it is. And finally, they are bringing Marvel's family back, the Fantastic Four, for a film.
For a film, not a TV
Yes.
show.
The third time that they've brought the Fantastic Four back.
Yeah, but none of the
Mm.
others were Marvel. It's Fox, and it's the Fox version of Marvel. So X-Men.
The fucked version of Marvel.
Yeah, it's the fucked version of Marvel. Even well, I don't know if it's worse, better or worse than the Sony version of Marvel, but there we go.
It means it'll be cast correctly. That's
Luke,
it.
have you-
That is literally it.
Luke, have you seen Fan 4 Stick?
No.
I feel like parts of that film were good, but the ending was
No, it wasn't
atrocious.
it wasn't a good film. Dude.
It just ends. There's nothing at the end of that film at all. I don't understand.
Like the first Lord of the Rings film.
Yes. My question is, do you think Jim from The Office will be Mr. Fantastic,
That's a good shout.
aka Jack Ryan? Is it Jack Ryan?
Ryan Jack.
Yes. I can't. John Krasinski.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
John
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
From A Quiet Place.
And get Emily Blunt as Superman.
Yes. Yes.
Do it.
That has to happen, dude. And then who would you have as Johnny Storm?
Chris Evans.
No.
Wait, he's done it once. Let's get him back.
No, who would you? No, no. Seriously, who would you have as Johnny Storm?
Shia LaBeouf.
Yes. Okay, I'm on board.
Oscar Isaac.
Who would you-
everything else.
Who would you? Oscar Isaac could play.
He could do it, to be fair.
No, he could play the other guy. The guy that
Oh,
gets
the thing.
the thing. Yeah,
No.
100%.
I want Vin Diesel as the thing.
No,
Yeah, the thing's got to be like a Vin Diesel or an Army Hammer.
no,
isn't it?
no. It's gonna be
The Rock.
the guy. No,
Just as himself in a tank top.
no, that
Rock
would
would be perfect
No,
for
you
the
no,
thing.
no, you can't
Orange.
do that. It's gonna be what's his face. The guy who plays Schmeagol. Because it's gonna,
Andy
gonna
Serkis.
it's gonna be Andy Serkis. Yeah, that's
As
casting
a
right
South
there.
African thing.
He's good at accents. He can be American.
Oh, can we have Sharlto Copley? That's the thing.
No, because he can't do accents.
He only does one accent.
You can't. No, because then
got
he
it.
would just be.
I've got it.
Cool.
No. Stop. The Thing. Jason Statham.
Yes.
He comes. He has to be from Queens though.
I'm
So,
from Queens.
Doesn't kind of work.
But I'm going to be honest, Luke. I can't imagine the Thing in a turtleneck.
Because
Like,
he
I
doesn't
just-
have a neck.
But he's also supposed to be. Isn't he supposed to be Mr. Fantastic's freaking brother or something like that?
No, best
So
friend.
he's. Is it best friend? Is it?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I thought
They're
it
like
was his
college
brother.
buddies. No, they're college buddies.
All right. Okay. So
I
he's
have the actual rumor here that Zac Efron will play Johnny Storm.
I thought you were going to
Fuck
say play
off.
the Thing.
No, John Cena.
John Cena.
John Cena's the
It's the
thing.
rumor on
What
Marvel
is-
movie fandoms.
What were you saying about it being well casted?
Yeah,
These
but
are really,
these
like,
are
rumours
rumors
on the
though.
Marvel
They're not
thing.
going
It's
to do
gonna be,
that.
those are fan. It's going to be fan castings, isn't it?
Who picks John Cena as the thing? What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
What
You
were you
pick Mel
thinking?
Gibson. I think Mel Gibson would be good.
Just be
Oh,
smart
dude,
and
I
reasonable.
forgot. I forgot to mention I watched a film with Mel Gibson in. It was really
Is
good.
that Fat Man? Is it Fat Man?
No, it's Boss Level.
Ah,
It was actually really entertaining.
nice.
The number one choice on Screen Rant is Joe Keery, who plays Steve in Stranger Things.
Steve.
What for?
Johnny Storm.
Johnny Storm.
Not
Right.
not the Thing.
No.
Oh yeah,
I think
would
that would
work.
work.
yeah.
That
He's an arrogant little shit. Yeah, that would make that would work.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it's been a pretty good week for Nerdy Shirt, to be honest. I'm personally looking forward to all that. Luke, are you looking forward to all that marvelly goodness?
Oh, I'm positively erect at the thought of it, mate.
Do you want to give us the answer to your question?
I can give you the answer to the question. Yeah, I would like to wrap this podcast up at some point in the next 5 minutes, so I can go and watch the boxing. So that's a good segue. Thank you, Rob. The answer to my question. Does anybody want to have a final guess before I give the answer away?
John Cena.
The Rock.
The answer to my quiz has not been mentioned
Morgan
in all the
Freeman.
actors and actresses
Shia
that we've
LaBeouf.
mentioned.
Sorry.
Natalie
True.
Portman.
See, he tied it in. So she's going to be starring in Thor: Love and Thunder as Thor, or the Mighty Thor.
No,
Wait,
Natalie
what-
Portman was enrolled at Harvard from
Oh, good,
1990 to
okay.
2003, and she actually gave the screenwriter Aaron Sorkin some inside information.
I was going to say something.
Wow,
else,
she's
but-
like clever.
I mean,
and
she
shit, then.
may have done. I'm not privy to those sorts of rumors and accusations, but
Rob,
There you
what,
go.
what were you going to say? You looked really confused when I said she was going to be in Thor.
No,
That's the
I just surprised that she went to Harvard. She must be clever.
or rich.
or both.
Both.
Well, she had Star Wars money,
Well,
so
she's-
she had that prequel money. Anyway, that's it from us this week. Say cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
Cheers, boys.
And we'll catch you next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.